So in presentation one, we're going to look at a couple of words to help us talk about things and put sentences together. The first one is the. Its spelling is very much unlike the way in which we say it. So the letters, the way we'd say them were t, h, and e, but it's pronounced the. So it's a very important word because we use it when we're referring to something and something specific as well. So if I'm pointing to a car, because I'm pointing at that car and no other ones, I'd say it's the car. If I was looking at Bacon my pig, I would say, where is the pig? Because I'm talking about Bacon and only that pig. Sometimes though we want to talk about things in general, so we use a. So if I saw cars going past, or maybe a lot of cars parked at the side of the road, I could say that there is a car. It's just one of the cars on the side of the road. Or maybe I'm going down to buy a car. I say, can you show me a car? I'm not talking about a particular car, I'm talking about any car. So that's a. We've also got an. Now an works exactly the same way as a, but it's there to help sentences sound a bit better. So if the next word starts with one of these letters you can see by here, A, E, I, O, or U, A, E, I, O, A, those are called vowels. If one of them starts with these letters, then we have to use an because it sounds better, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. So let's have a look at some sounds and words that we can use when we want to put sentences together. The first sound we'll look at is, as this picture suggests, an ox sound. So this animal, as you know, is the fox. We've got a f in front of o and x, because o and x give us ox. So whenever you see the o and x, or o and x, it gives you an ox sound. So you might, another example is box, or even the cow-like animal, the ox. Let's have a look at another sound. This time we've got another animal. We've got a pig. So the sound that we're looking at here is ig, an I and a G. If you look, I've put an A in front of the word. So this must be a general pig that I'm talking about, not a specific pig. If I was pointing at a particular pig, I'd use it's the pig. But the A refers to a general animal. Could be a wig if you've got it on your head. And now this last one shows you a bit of an unusual word, igloo. Don't worry too much about the weird sound of this last word, but there's two important things you want to take note of here. If you notice, it starts in a I and a G, an I and a G. So the ig sound can be at the start of the word or at the end of the word. So it doesn't matter where it is, the I and the G will sound like ig. And also it's a good example of the use of an, because igloo starts with a vowel. If you remember, the vowels were A, E, I, O and U. A, E, I, O and A. So because it starts with an I, we use an instead of a. The last sound then we're going to look at is the ish sound. So this we've got here is a fish, where we've got the I, the S and the H at the end. I, S and a H. And you see it's unusual, but the two letters come together to form a sound. So instead of sounding like fish, which would sound really weird, the S and the H sound like a sh. So we get fish, a fish. So if I was pointing to a specific plate, we might say the dish. So perhaps I'm doing the dishes and I point to a plate and say, can you pass me the dish? Because I'm pointing at that one dish, we say the dish rather than a dish. Or perhaps you just want a wish. All these have that ish sound at the end. So we've looked at the, which gives us, tells us we're referring to something and it's a specific thing. So the fish, I'm pointing at the fish, it's that fish in particular. We've looked at a, how it refers to things in general. So can I see a car? It could be any car. And an, where it's exactly the same as a, but if the next word starts in a vowel, a, e, I, o, or u, we use an. And then the sounds we learned are ox, or and x, or o and x, ig, which is I and g, and ish, which are its and h, or I, s and h.